Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to look at again a third question for time, speed and distance. I hope you have understood the first two questions. Let's look at this new question. A car of length 4 meter. Okay, there's a car of length 4 meters. So the length of the car is 4 meters. This is 4 meters. Wants to overtake a trailer truck of 20 meters. So there's a trailer truck. Alright, there is a trailer truck of 20 meters traveling at 36 kilometers per hour. 36 kilometers per hour. This is 36 kilometers per hour. It is traveling. Okay, it wants to overtake this trailer within 10 seconds. Alright, so what speed should the car travel? Simple, normal, relative speed question this is. Right, so x kilometers per hour. So we can do one thing, because everything else is in meters seconds, we'll also convert the speed into meters per second. So I hope you are familiar with the conversion. The conversion factor is 5 by 18 or 18 by 5 depending on what we are doing. So if we are converting from kilometers per hour to meters per second, right? So kilometers per hour to meters per second, how do I remember this? So kilometers per hour is a larger unit, right, from meters per second. Meters and second are smaller units individually compared to hours and kilometers, so we have to multiply with a fraction less than 1. Similarly, if we want to go from meter per second to kilometer per hour, so we need a larger number, so we'll multiply by a fraction greater than 1. So in this case, because we are going from kilometers per hour to meters per second, we are going to multiply by 5 by 18. And also the way to remember is, generally then we'll get a number such as this. So we can't, it's difficult for us to do this rather than this. So generally difficult to do this rather than this. So generally they'll do that, they'll give you easier number. So this becomes 18 twos are, this becomes nothing but 10 meters per second. It is traveling at 10 meters per second. This truck is traveling at 10 meters per second. Now we have to find out at what speed should the car travel in order to overtake the truck. So you have to remember one thing: if we have such question that is given to us, don't assume that the distance between the two is d. Alright, don't assume that. We'll assume that the distance between the two is not d but it's 0, so that the car is just over here. The front end of the car is just near the back end of the truck. Okay, so if we don't do that, what happens is, suppose we take the distance between the two as d, so it will have to cover a distance of d plus 4 meters of its own length plus 20 meters of the truck's length. So it would be d plus 24 upon, because this is traveling at a speed of 10, this is traveling at a, let's say, x meters per second, and this has to overtake, so the relative speed concept that we'll be using is x minus 10, and this has to be 10. So we have two unknowns and we have one equation, so we won't be able to solve this question. That's why we have to assume that the distance between the two is 0. Assume that the distance is 0, irrespective of whether they have stated or not. We'll assume that the distance is 0, and now we'll be able to solve this question. Right now it doesn't look that difficult. So it has to travel, so from here, if the car starts from here, right, it will have, when it reaches over here, it would have traveled 20 meters, but it will also have to, in order to actually say that it has overtaken the truck, it should reach here. So it has to travel this 4 meters distance as well, right? It has to travel this 4 meter distance as well. Therefore it will be 24 meters upon distance upon speed is equal to time, is what we are going to use. So distance upon speed we have to subtract because they are running in the same direction, so the relative speed will be one speed minus the other speed. If they were in opposite direction, we would have added the speed, right? So subtraction becomes x minus 10, and this they want to be 10 seconds. Alright, so multiply, cross multiply, 10x minus 100, right? So 100 goes on the other side, we get 124 is equal to 10x. So we have x is equal to nothing but 124 by 10 12.4 meter per second. So this is the speed at which the car has to travel in order to overtake the truck, right? So this was a relatively simple question compared to the second question, and also compared to the first question maybe. So we can say that the first question and the third question were of the same level. Second question was a bit difficult, and we were trying to solve that in order to understand the difference between the first and the second question. Alright, I hope you have understood this question. This question was not that tough. And if you have any other doubts regarding this particular question or the previous two questions or any question, you ask those doubts in the comment section of that particular video. Right? So subscribe to the channel for more such content, and if you want to get these tips and tricks on a daily basis, do follow our Telegram channel, the description to which is given in the description box below.